Well, who's on first?
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk. Who? The guy on first.
Who?
The guy playing first base.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who is on first?
What are you asking me for? I'm asking you.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Who's on First. Thank you guys so much for listening. Really appreciate it. I am Tim Ellebrook. That is Michael. And that is Brian. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, man. Can't complain. I told the boys finally up and running with some new hot Wi-Fi. So gonna be a better episode today, and just been enjoying watching my boy PCA tear it up offensively. So feeling a little better, but we're still taking our bumps and bruises. Yeah, about the only one.
Yeah, I just realized your voice sounds normal.
Yeah,
for
dude.
the first time in a couple weeks.
It's been a rough stretch here.
Hey. Same goes for your team too. How you doing, Brian?
I'm great, man. I mean, it's again just been a great weekend. All is going well. You know, unfortunately, Michael, whatever you were seeming to fight, my wife has decided to grab hold of, and
Hate
so
that.
she has a very little voice, which I mean, I guess is beneficial to me because she can't yell at me as much. But I don't know. We'll see. But no, all in all, it's been good. A sweep by the Cardinals today of the Reds made it even sweeter.
Yes, it was a really, really good series. We've got a lot to cover today, so I think we're going to try and save that for the back end if we have time. It seems like we never have time to do anything we want to. So before we get started, appreciate you guys. If there's anybody listening, really, really thank you. Make sure to give a like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we're going to do Players of the Month today, so we're going to separate the AL and the NL. So before we get started, make sure just leave some comments of who your guys' picks are. We usually do top three for the big categories, but if you want to just put one down there before, put a timestamp, whatever, before we get started. All right, we got a lot to do. We got a lot to cover, so let's just jump into it. We are going to start off with our AL Players of the Month. So this is going to be position players. We're going to do top three, but we'll do honorable mentions, and we can quick hit them too. So I'm gonna change the mood. Michael, you can go first this time around.
Let's
Oh,
go.
boy,
Give me a
that's
chance to
a
think.
lot of pressure, man.
Yeah, right.
The AL was really solid this month.
Yes.
Getting in there, digging into the stats, I was like, man, there were several guys. Ironically, though, a lot of them were from the same team, or same couple teams. So I had honorables for J-Rod, Caminero, Bellinger, and also Ben Rice. And honestly, in most months, you could have made an argument all four of those guys could have been in the top three, but had them just getting nudged out by a couple others.
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump in. Yeah, a lot of those names I had thought about. I knew you were going to bring up J-Rod, and so I kind of let him go on my list. But I had Bellinger there. He really, especially with the news breaking for Aaron Judge being out the extended period he's going to be, they needed somebody. And, I mean, it was nice to see, obviously, he's been carrying it since this is May. We're talking about May performers. He's been carrying it for a little bit. But it's been really, really good. The other two that I had in my honorable mention that you didn't throw out there was Josh Jung from Texas.
Yep.
Solid. And then Riley Green from Detroit surprisingly put together a really good month as well, even though they kind of seemingly to hit their stride here towards the beginning of June versus May. So it was a little surprising. The team was down, but Green was kind of holding his own there. Again, batting .320 for the month. He's not a big power guy, so he's not putting up those numbers, but anytime you can bat above the 300 mark, you deserve at least a mention.
For sure.
Yeah, the only one aside from I was going to mention, I'll mention two. Jarren Duran deserved an honorable mention, mostly because his April and his March and April were just completely abysmal, and he was above average in the month of May. So it's kind of like, oh, there's a new, we got a player back type
He's
deal.
alive.
Yeah,
Right.
and I was going to mention Byron Buxton too. He had a pretty slow start.
Yeah.
Came out of the DB. He was hitless in the entire WBC, right? If I remember correctly.
I believe you are correct.
If he wasn't hitless, he got one hit. It was abysmal.
Maybe legged out an infield grounder or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that kind of led to just a slow start for him for the season, but then turned it on in May, which is good to see because I would love to see another full healthy season from Buxton. So I'm gonna those would be my two to add to it. Murakami is worth it, but kind of went on the injury list at the turn. But I mean, at the same time, still fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Michael, let's jump in. Let's hit us with your number 3.
Yeah, the guy you just mentioned, actually, I threw Byron Buxton here at my 3 spot because of the month he held up here for the Twins. Really just put it together this month, like you said, and maybe part of that's leaning into the fact that he was so kind of down the start of the year, but he really had a nice month here in the month of May.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Like I said, I think a lot of these guys are going. For me, I think I was drawn to the passion I got to see from this guy, being a former Cubby, a former Cardinal, and now he's playing for the Sox. I had to throw Wilson Contreras in as my number 3.
Very nice.
315 average, 4 home runs in that span, 150 WRC plus, just under a 1 for his WAR. Dude is quietly doing, again, everything that you need him to do for a team. It's just really unfortunate every team he seems to play for, at least here of recent, is falling apart, and the wheels are coming off in every way.
Yeah, he brings a curse along with him, man. Kind of reminds me of what 80s Mets team won the World Series, but they all did coke.
86-ish?
Is it 86 or whatever?
Yeah.
So many Mets fans are convinced that 86 team has cursed the rest of the franchise and organization. So it's kind of like Wilson Contreras is cursed and curses every team because of something from 2016. I'm gonna go. It's not the most offensive hit, but I'm gonna go with Bobby Witt Jr. at the number 3. His offensive month was, pretty decent, 133 WRC plus, but his defensive month just added to it, and so I'm kind of looking at the overall value of the player. I'm kind of wondering, this is just we're talking about, obviously, but this with Aaron Judge going on the IL and going to be out, what did they say, end of August into September or something?
Yeah.
Really, really makes you wonder, this might be Bobby Witt's. He needs to turn it on. This might be his chance to take an MVP from him for the next couple of years. Obviously, Judge is going to run out of age at some point. But I'm going to put Bobby Witt in that number 3. He's he's a really, really fun player to watch. He's got all 5 tools. I would say his offensive profiles kind of started to dip a little bit in comparison to a couple of years. That doesn't mean he's a bad player, though. But he's my number 3.
Nice.
All right, who's got
number 2, I got Jonathan Aranda. Guy put together a heck of a month there down in Tampa Bay. Batted .374. Ridiculous. OPS of 1.024. So the man was putting it together as a whole. That on-base percentage is off the charts. .464. Just a beautiful month. Obviously, he's not quite the power hitter as some of those other guys. And so the home run, total is only, I think, 4 for the guy. But, overall, huge month. And for Tampa Bay, I already mentioned 3 other guys, I think, from Tampa Bay on my honorable mentions. That team just keeps putting it together, and guys like Aranda are a big part of that.
Yeah, I think we're going to flip a little bit here, but my number 2 is actually going to be Nick Kurtz for the Athletics. Again, highest offensive WAR in the month at 12.2 on the American League side. If you've been following baseball, the on-base streak he had going, all of that is just tremendous. The dude started out really slow as well, and people were starting to question whether it was just a fluke last year, and all of a sudden now it is not a fluke. The man is for real. Same thing, 183 WRC plus. Ended with a 1.4 WAR. Now, to put it in perspective, that's all because of his offense, because his defense hasn't been there. But I mean, when the man can hit the way he hits and he finds a way to get on base, I mean, he's under the league percentage in Ks, all of that. That's special to me. And so you love to see a power hitter with that kind of promise, figuring it back out and getting things right. And so that's what lands him at my number 2.
That's a good choice. So I had a hard time with my number 2 because my number 1 felt clear, and I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna do a duo on the Yankees, and I think Cody Bellinger deserves the nod over above everybody else. But Ben Rice he was my pick this year for the breakout player next step, so I can't leave him behind. He had a solid month too, but
he's swooning, Michael. He's swooning.
I'm swooning a little bit. If I had to pick one of the two, I'd probably pick Cody Bellinger. He had a pretty phenomenal month.
Yeah.
Getting above 300,
Yep.
578 slug. The thing that made me think twice about Ben Rice a little bit is an over 600 slug for a month is just that's a pretty nasty number.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Cody Bellinger.
Good.
Low K rate, high walk rate. Above 300 average.
We talked him into
176
it.
WFC plus. Good, good defensive, good offensive, all around player. 1.64 would be my number 2. Ben Rice is also a good mention.
With Bellinger, I have to mention his favorite holiday did pass at the end of April, and all of a sudden the man just turns it on. There's just something
right.
about it.
That's right.
Something about it every year. So, like Brian said, it was splitting hairs here. So I did go with Nick Kurtz. For all the reasons he placed him at 2, I placed him at 1.
Right.
The guy had an absolutely outstanding month and is continuing to build on that. And the A's have something really special building, and he's looking like he's going to be the main building block for that team if he continues to put month and month and month together like this, like he did last year. So Nick Kurtz would be my player of the month this month.
Yeah.
Only one on the A's doesn't have a contract.
Crazy, right?
It's going to be
when you
big.
think about it.
Yeah,
You're
it's
right.
gonna be
Man's getting paid,
Fairly
especially when he
large.
hits Vegas, baby.
Yeah.
So it's going to be good. No, kind of the same thing. I flipped. I put Jonathan Aranda as my number 1. I think part of it was for me, too, is not just the performance offensively that he had, but also the way the team is performing as a whole. Like that kind of catapulted him up and above Kurtz for me in that regard, although it was really close. I mean, Kurtz a 183. He's a 182 WRC plus. Had 4 home runs, whereas Kurtz had 5. So, like, a little bit surprising with the power from Aranda. He's not typically really known for that. But, I mean, coming around, again, what they're doing in Tampa Bay is, like, we talk about Milwaukee having devil magic. Tampa Bay's got it down there in St. Pete as well. And they have just figured it out and are just smoking the competition. And I'm sure we're going to mention some of the pitchers because they have figured it out on both sides of the ball right now. So Aranda gets my number 1 nod for the month of May.
So my number 1's Nick Kurtz for sure. The whole on base streak. I mean, you're floating in territory with Barry Bonds. Is not like that's no small thing that you should go by. And I forget which one of you guys said it, but the start off slow. Maybe Michael, that you said how he started off pretty slow. The average is ticking back up. He had 333 average in a month. 456 on base. I know Aranda had a better one, but sheesh. And you're right, he's pretty terrible at defender. So yeah, Nick Kurtz was my pick, and I left Aranda off, and it was kind of tough because I'm a little bit of an average nerd, a batting average nerd, but he didn't really have. I don't know. I figured one of you guys would pick him, so I just left him off and let you guys pick.
He
him.
was going to get the love regardless.
But I was just looking at Aranda Savant a little bit. He's got one of the really low bat speeds, so I'm curious how his game's gonna stay. I feel like it'd be easy to say, "Oh man, that's not like sustainable." But at the same time, Milwaukee's been doing this for like 4 years, and we've been saying it's not sustainable, and they're taking over the National League in the regular season. All right, we wrap that up. Let's jump into pitchers. All right, let's go into honorable mentions. So we're AL pitchers of the month. This is just for starters. Michael.
Yeah. So I mean, this was tough. Once again, the AL has really showed out this month. Ironically, we start the year off and the AL was awful at basically everything, but their players really showed out in May. And so I had my boy Joe Ryan here, and then Davis Martin. But like I said, once again, you look at these guys' statistics. There's plenty of argument you could have made for both of those guys to float around the top three.
Mm-hmm.
So, just beautiful month out of both those guys. Stats off the charts, and I can't believe I don't have Joe Ryan in my top three. But yeah, honorable mentions, those two.
Hey, I don't have him in my top three either. I did have him noted as an honorable mention as well. The three that I'm going to point out honorable mention wise, two are from the same team. It's going to be Nick Martinez from Tampa Bay, and then Shane McClanahan also from Tampa Bay. I mean, both of them put up extremely good months, and I think barring the top three, I mean, these five would have been really, really good. Another one I want to throw out there was Brian Wu for Seattle. He has really kind of helped them kind of turn it around a little bit as well, and had a really good month as well. And so those were my honorable mentions there.
I had all of those same guys. I'm trying to think if there's another one I want to add. Nah, you guys said them all. Let's jump into number 3.
Sure. Yeah, no, I actually did have Nick Martinez here for mine. Like you said, Brian, I mean, Tampa Bay's doing something special. They got a great pitcher there when they picked up Nick Martinez. ERA at 1.52 for the month is special stuff. Strikeouts obviously not as high. He's not a high strikeout guy, but really that just fits the Tampa Bay mold. He's the Aranda of the pitching staff right now. It's like he's not gonna blow guys away, but something about the way the dude's throwing the ball right now, he is lighting it up from that category. So yeah, I'm gonna tip my cap to Nick Martinez at 3 there.
Yeah, 3 for me is going to be Cam Schlittler there in New York. Still carrying. I mean, he's been electric all year and was able to carry it in through May. I mean, it dipped a little, I would say, what that was to be expected from what he did the previous month. But still under a 1.5 ERA, still up there at almost 10K per 9, still up there in innings pitched. In the 5 starts that he had, he was still, getting those quality starts in, which is really nice. His WAR is staying up there. And for someone that's having to pitch in Yankee Stadium as well, doing that, gives a nod for me to kind of put him into that 3rd slot.
That's an interesting position placement for you. So I'm going to go with Trey Savage for number 3 for me.
Nice.
I had that guy on my fantasy team, so that might be kind of part of it. Comes into the league, comes off the IL, starts rocking it. I would say 2.5 ERA, 2.5 FIP, so they're relatively pretty close. Above 10.2 K per 9. Pretty solid, especially for it's kind of a weird position. I think you can put these guys in that make their debut. I mean, he didn't make his debut, but he made his name debut known for in a postseason run. So the dude had more wins and more starts in the postseason for the start of his career than in the regular season, which is pretty abnormal. But coming off that type of run, and I remember the World Series game, the second one that he started, which was Game 6, I believe. If I remember, Game 5 or Game 6, one of the two. Man, had that just phenomenal start. And so coming off an injury, coming into the season, you're just like, what is this guy going to be? What is he going to do? And I would say he earned a spot in my number 3 so far.
I like it.
Number
2?
two?
I like it too. I had Cam here. Brian, it looks like you and I are just going to flip some stuff tonight probably. But yeah, Cam Schlittler, his month, like I said, it dipped a bit, but anytime you're throwing up less than a 1.5 ERA, you telling me that dipped is just, silly. More than anything like this.
Must be nice.
Yeah, right. Like,
Right.
where are they finding these dudes? Because the Cubs need about 10 of them. Guys got a .99 WHIP, beautiful. Average rose a little bit, like you said, on him this month. Guys were hitting 207, blowing it away,
Yeah, right.
killing it against the guy. But
What a bust.
yeah, you guys got to get it figured out. But 32 Ks for the month, still pretty strong showing. Like you said, Brian, his K per nine still off the charts. So Cam Schlittler for me.
Yeah, 2 for me is going to be Davis Martin. You'd mentioned him a little bit earlier, Michael, for the White Sox. To me, it's just been impressive what he's been able to do.
Yeah.
I did not know much about him coming into the season. Didn't expect a whole lot. And to see what he's been able to do. And then in May, won 4 of the 5 starts he had, got a no decision in that 5th one. 11 K per 9, again up there kind of with Schlittler as far as innings pitched. Not at the top for the month, but in at least 30 innings pitched in those 5. So that's telling me he's going about 6 innings. And the White Sox have been a bit of a surprise, and I think it's because obviously they've got some players there now. Murakami's doing his thing, but the pitching has been much better, and he's kind of been leading it for this staff, which is crazy to think because, we don't talk about WAR with pitchers a whole lot. But when you got a 1.4, anything over a 1 as a pitcher, you're doing something right.
Yeah. So I actually had a hard time with my 1 and 2, but I'm gonna put Cam Schlittler at my number 2. He originally was my number 1, but looking more into my number 1 made sense. But yeah, Cam's been really fun to watch. I'm really bummed that I didn't draft him on my fantasy team because I've been trying to trade for him for a long time, and to no avail. Everybody else is smart enough to not get rid of him. But to carry that low of an ERA and that low of a FIP the whole time into the season this far is pretty insane. Like, he's sitting at a low 2s, I think, for the season now. And is this young kid, and then the whole thing with, he's from Boston,
right,
and plays into the rivalry and everything is just fantastic. I hope one day as a baseball fan that you can see Cam Schlittler and Peyton Tolley going against each other. Just the massive personalities that both of them have.
Right.
And I know
in the playoffs too.
Yeah, in the playoffs. Yeah, I know this whole thing. It's not all. It's about numbers and getting it done, but having personalities as a part of it is phenomenal too. But he goes in my number 2, for sure.
Can't complain. No, I threw Brian's boy Spencer Arangetti here. Guy had a sensational month. Truthfully, I've not paid that close of attention to Houston, especially their pitching staff, for a good portion of this year, because they've been, if not the worst, one of the worst in the entire league. But Aaron Getty's name pops up, Player of the Month for the MLB, so I had to go do a little looking into his statistics, and I was blown away with what Spencer put up this month. And like you guys were saying the other day, watch out for Houston. They're starting to build a little something. They're only 6 games under 500, kind of rocking out that typical Houston grind. But Aaron Getty, 4-1 for the month, .93 ERA, special. Like, the way I was just talking about Schlittler at 1.48, the guy's not even at 1. That's ridiculous. And if you can get a couple more guys pouring that together with what Yordan Alvarez has been doing this year, some of the young guys that are down there, I mean, their offense has been exploding all year anyways, but if you can get some pitchers starting to put it together like that, Houston might still have a shot. I hate to say it for any fans who are fans of the AL West, but the Darth Vader may still be sitting there.
That's right. My AL team is still alive, boys, even though it didn't look like they were going to make it out of April. But here they sit. And you got my notes, Michael, so I'm glad, the email went through and everything worked out. No, I mean, I think you both knew coming into this one that was going to be my number one guy. I know it sounds weird from a St. Louis guy who loves the Cardinals, who also loves the Astros, but I do. And Tim can attest to this. I've been clamoring for a couple years that people should have traded for him when he was available because he just has the stuff. And I think it's nice to see him and Spencer Getty being able to put that together. And I think you're absolutely right. When Hunter Brown comes back, if he comes back from the injury right, that Astros team is going to have a say in that West because no one's running away from it. The Mariners aren't doing what they're supposed to do, and so it's still going to be up for grabs. And if that offense stays true and this pitching just gets a little bit better, they are going to be one dangerous team once again, and I'm kind of here for it. So Aaron Getty, you get my number one. MLB gave you one. Michael gave you one. I don't think Tim's giving you one, but I kind of hope he does.
Can confirm I'm not giving him one. I do gotta say though, the Astros are an interesting case because I feel like we thought the same thing 2 years ago when they had that atrocious start, and then the summer ticks around and they just went on a run the rest of the year. They got bounced in the wild card, but it's just like there's too many good players on that team that have too much experience.
Right.
That would be the difference in my opinion of some of the other teams, like the experience they have versus not. So. Wouldn't be the weirdest thing in the world for them to make it into the playoffs again. So the only reason that he kept off my list was the K per 9 is really, really low.
Gets outs though, baby. He gets outs.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's the I'm a little bit of a strikeout, kind of guy. Because we don't have any on our team.
Right,
so
right.
It's like anytime I can watch him.
Maybe that's why I love him so much.
Yeah, right. My number one was Davis Martin, basically because nobody expected him to be good at all, and he's on the White Sox. 11.15 K per 9, 2 ERA, FIP's even lower, highest WAR of the season, and he's on the White Sox. 4-0 record.
Right.
Deserves some flowers. He's actually really good too, which is surprising. There's some good pitchers on the White Sox. It's kind of like the Rays and the White Sox are just like, what? Why is this working so much?
Right.
Different records, but so that's a good list. I like that. We kind of spread that around a little bit. Let's do a real quick hit with relievers for any honorable mentions for you two.
I don't know that I have honorable mentions. I got a top 3-ish put together, but I don't know if you guys want to do a top 3 or just give your top guy.
I got a couple honorable mentions I'll throw out there. It may not even suffice as maybe a reliever, but I actually like what Boston did with Brian Bayo.
Nice.
And moving him. And as a reliever, the dude is nails. Now, you put him on the starting block, and he's atrocious. So maybe the dude just needs to settle in and say, hey, I'm going to be a long reliever, because that seems to work. And then on the same squad there, I've been paying a little bit more attention to Boston this month, and Garrett Whitlock really put together a heck of a month in that relieving role for them. And I just didn't want it to go unmentioned. They don't make my top 3, but they're on there.
Yeah, I don't really have any honorable mentions.
Tim's like, just move on. Let's go. Give me the top 3.
Michael hit it.
So at 3, I put in Brian Baker here. Had a really nice month for the Twins, I believe. I had it pulled up here.
Tampa Bay, I think, actually.
Well, there you go. That's Tampa Bay once again. So, Brian Baker had a really nice month. So that's why I had 3.
Yeah, 3 for me. I'm going to go back to the White Sox, and I'm going to put Grant Taylor in this spot for them. Again, doing a good thing. I mean, he's been in 11 games. He's just got the one save. That's not his thing. But, Tim, you'll love this, 13.19 K per 9. I mean, again, for relievers, that can get inflated. But, I mean, dude's doing work. His ERA is staying low, and that's something hard to do as a reliever because one bad outing and it balloons up. And so, again, surprise maybe of that AL Central is the White Sox and that pitching staff that they've got.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put Garrett Whitlock on my number 3.
All right.
No, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna put Brian Bayo. He'll go on my number 3, and that will make sense with the NL for me too in my picks. I am starting to enjoy and get into this idea of these long man roles for this, because with the way that starting pitching is trending, innings and innings are becoming less and less, which makes these relievers and their long rolls or piggybacks, at whatever type, a little more valuable. It's funny that Brian Bayo goes in here because he just got sent down to AAA.
Right. Because he's got to figure something out. But...
Yeah. So it's like as soon as the month ticked over, it was like, oh man, he is bad. Rocked a .7 ERA though for 25 innings, and out of everybody that could be on the list, he's got 10 more probably than everybody else. So go for it, kid.
Right.
So I had another Boston guy here, young guy by the name of Aroldis Chapman. Once again, somehow rolls out a 0 ERA. I don't know how this man continues to do it at his age, but outstanding, 7 saves, .8 whip. The guy is an ageless wonder. I mean, he's an absolute unit, takes care of his body unlike almost anybody in the league. So, kudos to him for that. But the ability to throw the ball the way he still continues to at his age is very impressive.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah, I am completely with you on that one, even though he's not going to be playing for Boston. I hope they get something good out of him come trade deadline, because he is going somewhere.
Yep.
And it's probably going to be to the team that goes deep in the playoffs, because that's just seemingly what he does.
Going
when
to the
he
Cubs
moves
again and run it back.
Let's do it.
Michael would love it.
10-year anniversary, boys.
But everything you said, Michael, and more, I mean, it's just amazing at his age to watch what he does, especially in the closer role in Boston. We know that's not an easy job to take. I mean, maybe New York is the first hardest as far as media and closers, but Boston's not too far behind on that.
Chapman would be my number 2 pick. I really wanted to put Louis Varland there because I think those are the only 2 guys on the list, but the 0 ERAs, and he's been like eating innings, man.
Yeah.
15, and this is coming off the dude that's like in the playoff run is like, guys, you got to stop putting him out there because he's throwing too much. And now he's, I think he's on pace for like 80 something innings right now, or high 70s.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. Especially after coming off of that. But Chapman does it. I mean, the dude's still throwing 99 to 102. As a lefty, got that 13.5 K per 9. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, you got to mention, too, 7 saves out of Boston is pretty impressive right now.
I think that's the only games they won the whole month, right?
For him to actually be in 100%. So, no, I would imagine at least we probably all have this guy here, but Cade Smith was absolute nails this month for Cleveland. Cleveland, once again, is doing what Cleveland does. Every year they're the Brewers for the Central and the AL. It's just every year I doubt them. Their roster looks worse, and somehow they get better. And maybe that's just the power of Jose Ramirez being on that roster. But
complete opposite of Wilson Contreras, apparently.
Yeah, it's unreal. 13 saves in a month in general that's sexy from a closer, but just in general, 13.
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no.
Right.
I wouldn't say no to the 7 that they got out of Chapman, to be honest with you. But whip at .73 is just silly. So yeah, give me Cade Smith.
I think it's going to be a clean sweep. It's got to be Cade Smith. Tim, I'll leave the K per 9 to you because you find that very, very attractive and definitely want to talk about that one there. But again, I mean, his ERA is actually above what his expected ERA should be. So, I mean, it should have been lower, even in the month. But to your point, Michael, I mean, anytime you go out there and you have 13 games and you have 13 saves, that tells me you're not blowing anything. You're taking control and you're doing what you're supposed to do.
So I'm surprised none of you guys mentioned K. Smith, my pick 2, but he's got a negative FIP. How do you do that? How do you do that?
And still have all the saves, right?
And
It's
still do
Cleveland. It's Cleveland, man. It's the Cleveland effect.
Yeah, but you're right. 13 games, 13 saves, and looks like he's done one up down with a 13.2, unless it came out, in the middle of the inning, cleaned up for somebody else. But yeah, 16.4 K per 9. That's sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's sexy. All right, let's hit the rookies real quick. This is the one I had a hard time with. So, you guys just want to pick one?
Whatever y'all want to do.
Yeah, one rookie.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man,
fine.
that's
Do you want to
tough.
throw any honorable mentions or?
No.
Nope. Okay.
No, he said no.
Then I'm going to
He's-
give it to old boy from Baltimore, Samuel Basola. Great month out of that kid. They had done a lot of talking about what this kid could bring to the table for Baltimore. Obviously, with Retchman up there was speculation as to what was going to happen within those roles. But 338 for the month is, outstanding for anybody. But for a rookie, you can't top that. A .973 OPS is, outstanding. Like I said, for really anybody, but for a rookie. So yeah, give me Samuel Basola.
Yeah, he was on my list. He wasn't going to be my top, but I mean, no arguments there on that. Also want to call out your boy Peyton Tolley, Tim. I mean, he's got to be mentioned in this.
Yeah, he does.
Along with Parker Messick in that side, but I landed in Cleveland once again with Travis Bazzana. I mean, I thought he just put together a tremendous month, 311 as the average, few home runs. I mean, playing second base, locking it down for him. Really, really kind of surprised me. I thought we were going to see a McGonigal situation again. Not quite there this month, but Bazzana really stepped up, which was nice to see. And I think Cleveland may really have done their due diligence and found a good dude. Quality pick right there.
I don't hate on McGonigal this month because, I mean, if you think about it, it's an adjustment month.
Sure.
He started off the year, whereas Bazzana started off, pretty much came into the league right before May started.
Yeah.
Peyton Tolley and Bazzana were pretty equal to me, and I think personality has a little bit to do with it. Although, I mean, Tolley's numbers are pretty phenomenal. 2.3 ERA, but I would probably give it to Bazzana. Let's see, how many innings does Tolley have? 30.2 innings. Bazzana's got
28 games.
28 games, 118 plate appearances. They're pretty close to the amount of time if you compare, like one guy's a starter and pitches every 5 days. But I'm going to give it to Bazzana. Tolley's got some more experience from last year, I think. So I'm going to give it to Bazzana. He had a great month in the rookie category. 150 WRC plus. His defense has got to improve a little bit. So I'm curious to see if how that's going to step up and escalate, because they I feel like Cleveland's something known for as a defensive team too. He's not like the most atrocious thing in the world, but he's not the greatest he's got to get to average is what I would say, but still deserving of the month. I would probably say we're going to see McGonigal next month. If I was to take a guess for the rookie for June.
I was going to say he started off June pretty daggone good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did. All right, I think that finishes out the AL, right? Did we miss anything?
Not that I'm thinking
Those
of.
4 categories. Okay.
Yeah. Let's roll
boys,
on.
Let's jump into the NL. We'll just jump right into players of the month. I'm curious how this one goes for you guys.
Yeah, me too.
This was
pretty
fun.
This one's going to be a mix, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, because I struggled pretty hard on this one, where to land on some of this. I went ahead, honorable mention for Andy Pages, but I hated putting him there because he led the league in RBIs for the month. So where do you land there when the guy's average is also up there? He hit some home runs. Like I said, Andy Pages is quietly becoming a household name out there in LA, which I hate, but
of course he would.
Yeah,
of course they would.
It's the Dodger way.
It's a mess. It's a mess. For me, some honorable mentions I'll throw out there. I want to give Spencer Horwitz in Pittsburgh some love. Great month there. Luis Arise for the Giant. I still haven't figured out how he got so good at defense all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and he still has a bat. Like, who would have guessed that the man would literally be probably the closest thing we're ever going to see again to Tony Gwynn, right?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I mean, that's about it. He's never going to reach that mark, so I don't need all like the comebacks or the hate to show up on social media for saying that. But he's not going to be Tony Gwynn. But man's doing pretty good. And then I got a shout out. I think I keep writing them off because they're in Miami. But Otto Lopez is putting together a tremendous season, another strong month. I kind of hope he carries it through.
Yeah.
So a few for honorable mentions for me. I'm glad you mentioned Horowitz because he had a great one. Brian Reynolds would be an honorable mention for me. I hate the fact that I'm mentioning that, but he had a great month, man. He really, really did. Perfectly equal walk rate and strikeout rate. The other honorable mention, I'm going to give it to old Rafi Devers.
Okay.
He actually had a pretty good month, especially for the fact that he was atrocious for the whole year so far. Might be turning it around, you never know. Yeah, I'm going to keep that for my honorable mentions. I think I'm going to have to shuffle my list because it's so undecided.
It's crazy.
I feel you, dude. I feel you. My number 3, and I struggled whether to put him here or not because he did get hurt, but Kyle Schwarber started out the month on an absolute tear there in Philadelphia, and obviously spent some time on the IL, so that's unfortunate. But the fact that he spent some time on the IL and he still hit 11 home runs is absolutely insane. And if Philadelphia is going to get it done this year, it's probably going to be on the bat of Kyle Schwarber. He's putting together a pretty special season. His average has rose this year for who he is. It's nothing that you're going to go, oh, wow, this guy's batting 330, but oh, wow, Kyle Schwarber could bat 250 this year. Watch out. So, really, really great month out of Schwarber again. Like I said, it was splitting hairs with some of these guys, really, to kind of come to a decision on who to go with. But Schwarber will always have a special place in my heart, so he's my number 3.
Hey, yeah, it was hard for me to write this one down in the 3 spot, but I very deserving. So I'm going to put Michael Busch here in the 3 spot for me. I started digging into the numbers, and I was like, I wanted to put Horwitz above him. But I think the more impactful month, especially for the team, is not necessarily looking that way as of late, but early on in May, they really needed him to do what he did in Busch. And I mean, he really stepped up, 300 average, brought a little bit of power back to it, kind of brought things together and I think solidified that. And so it'll be interesting to see if he becomes, much like we talk about Bregman being that core piece, which I think Bregman really does bring stability to the Cubs. But I think if Michael Busch's bat is going, it helps other people get going. And that'll be interesting to watch if he continues to kind of have these ebbs and flows up and down.
Okay, I'm going Homer. I'm going to put Jordan Walker on my number 3.
All right. All right. I was hoping somebody would, but I knew if I did it, y'all would be like, whatever.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty.
It's been fun to watch.
296 average for the month of May, a 551 slug. Accumulated almost a WAR in 1 month. To just think that, I hope he's on my list every month. I mean, wouldn't that be a dream? And I don't feel like it's not the most homer take in the world. It maybe might be a little bit, but it's not the most of one. What sticks out to me most, I think, above all other things, because the production stats are pretty phenomenal, but a 15.7 strikeout rate for a kid that's like been 30 to 40 for the last 2 seasons, even for a month, it's man, he's had a great month. And And Brian, we've talked about it a little bit. At the end of May, he went into a pretty hard slump when they faced the Rangers. He struck out like 7 times in a row in 2 games.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh shoot.
Is he back? Right.
Yeah, this kid's it's gone. So these stats are accumulating that, and he still had that good of a month. And then turned around the next game, and he's gone like 2 for 3, 2 for 4 for 3 games in a row.
Right.
He's good. He deserves my number 3.
I love it.
Luis Ariz was gonna be my number 3, but I just couldn't do it.
Good switch. I'll say it out loud.
I just couldn't
Good
do it.
switch.
Ariz deserves it. Ariz deserves it, but Walker deserves it more.
That's right.
There. Hey, I give you boys. Jordan Walker's having an outstanding year. I picked the wrong young Cardinal to say he's going to have an all-star season this year, and that's Walker's for sure.
Who did you pick?
Mason Wynn. Said Mason Wynn
he's
was
not
gonna
having one at all.
No. Nope. Who would have known that the highlight of his year would have been hitting that wall? But yeah, no. So for me, I hate to even talk about the guy because he's a bit of a pain, but Juan Soto had a great month. For the Mets are still awful, still doing Mets things, but Soto was starting to do Soto things as well, and just his MO, he starts slow and then just really starts. By the end of the year, we'll be looking up, and he's in the top in a lot of categories. So, 10 home runs on the month for him, 21 RBIs, 281 average with a 984 OPS. I mean, that's stuff you love to see from any player. We hate to see it from Soto. We would all rather it be from a guy that was on our team, but he's deserving a spot number 2, I think.
Yeah, no, good pick there. I don't hate it. I just don't like Soto enough to put him on any of my lists. So I'm not going to put him on a list, but I'll put his former team's current player that's playing left and right field in James Wood as number 2 for me. I wrestled with 2 and 1 on this one because it is, when you start getting into the numbers, it's very, very close for the month of May. I think just because of the surprise factor, my number 1's going to be who it is. But James Wood has just been everything that the Nationals have needed him to be, and being a part of that trade, all of that, him coming over and essentially, at least for the moment, erasing the thought of Juan Soto for the Nationals. And surprisingly, the Nationals aren't necessarily going to go anywhere, but they're competitive. And I don't think anybody anticipated that. But this kid, he's batting in the first or second slot in the lineup almost every night, and he's a terror. I mean, I haven't gone to look at the numbers. Maybe I should have. But the fact that, how many times in a game they're up 1-0, 2-0 because his first at bat, he just parks one and then just is like, all right, go ahead, figure it out from there. And his defense isn't elite, but he's learning how to play defense. Yeah. And I think that's making him more valuable.
He's really young too. So James Wood was my second pick as well. One interesting thing for me, he's got more runs scored than he has RBIs.
Right.
Which means the rest of his team just sucks.
Well, and it's the product of batting up in the top part of your lineup. Like I said, when you're 1-2, I mean, I understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
They got nobody else who's really going to get on base at that clip, so it's important for them. But, yeah.
I mean, Shohei's got more RBIs, and he's at the number 1 spot, so.
It is, right.
The rest of the team
that's
just
the Dodgers, man.
Yeah,
come on.
sucks ace. Yeah, 175 WRC plus.
Right.
And something too, like you said, he's really young. He's also one of those guys that I think fits in the Aaron Judge Walker category, just simply because the tools that he has is the bat speed, the exit velocity, but also the height.
Right.
those type of guys that are in that height class. I think he's 6'5". Is he 6'5" or 6'6"? I can't remember.
Close. Yeah, I think you're right.
Those type of guys, it's not easy. This type of strike zone that they have to deal with, how pitchers can manipulate it better, the plate coverage that they have to have, and he's figuring it out at a really young age too. So, I'm good. He's good, man. I'm excited for him.
I'm excited for when he gets on another team. Hopefully, it's not somebody that we have to face all the time.
Yeah, he's not signing an extension there. There's no way.
No,
Not a
come on
shot.
over to St. Louis. We can use a left fielder. We'll give him
I'd
Lars
hate to see
Nootbaar.
that.
Nootbaar can go be with his buddy Michaelis. We'll be good.
1-for-1 straight up.
That's right.
You may have to throw in VS2 to sweeten the pot.
I'm down. Let's go. Send him away. Sorry, Tim, but send him away.
No,
I
I'd
think
take that
Tim
deal.
would make that deal, every day and twice on Tuesday. But for my number one, I think, like you said, the shock factor more than anything. JJ Blade or Blade, I'm not sure
Blade.
exactly how to pronounce the dude's name, but whoa, what a month for that guy. 8 home runs. And I want to steal everybody's thunder because I'm sure we probably all have this kid here. 25 RBIs, and I'll point out the OPS because, that's one I love to land on. But 1.018 OPS.
Right.
Is that good?
Not too bad.
I've seen better.
If he could do that, every once in a while, he'll probably stay on a roster for a month or two.
Yeah.
No, you're right on. I mean, the shock factor, like I said, for me, Blade is going to definitely take the spot. I know MLB recognized him as Player of the Month as well.
Yeah. Good for him, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a first-round pick who fell out of graces. He was in, I believe, Miami. Didn't do anything. They moved on from him. He didn't really take any clout in his second. Had a decent spring for Cincinnati, but didn't even break camp with the MLB team. It took him a little bit to get here, but he's made a statement since he's been here. In a bit of a slide kind of to start June, so it'll be interesting to watch. Tim, you talk about, once the book is out on you and they start making adjustments to see if you can do that. And so for Blade, it'll be one of those things. Can he make the adjustments to stick around and maybe not necessarily crack the top 3 in Players of the Month, but at least make his name on the list of honorable mentions a couple times?
Yeah. First round number 4 pick, 2019. That's a long journey. 28 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a good savant page. You are right. That's the thing I was going to mention. So he's my pick as well. But this series against the Cardinals, that he's been held down. So I mean, one series in a month is not going to make or break, what you can do, but you've got to adjust. And it is interesting to see these guys. I think about, they're not in the same category, but like Nelson Velasquez that we have.
Mm-hmm.
They can have these like small surges, it could be a month of time that are just like, wow, where has this guy been? But then that adjustment period that hitters, everybody across the league has to have, like, how can you add to it? And that'll for sure make or break him, because you can see that the things are there. So it'll be interesting to see what he has at the end of the year. But you're right, yeah. OPS of 761 in 2024, 698 in 25, and so far this year completely a 931. So
yeah,
good for him. Hopefully he holds it. Just when he's not playing the Cardinals.
Right. Do it all when you're playing the Cubs.
That's right. Those 2 ballparks are good for it too. All right, let's rock on to our starters for the month. Honorable mentions, Michael.
Yeah, once again, this month was ridiculous from some starting pitchers, not every starting pitcher, but I hate to put him here, but I have to because I got to slide a homer take in, which my third pick. But Chase Burns, just silly, great month, 1.19 ERA, 5 games started, 4 wins. You love to see it from the guy. 33 strikeouts, 0.79 WHIP, strong month. But I had to slide him down there as my honorable mention.
No, he's in my honorable mention too, Chase Burns. That is, he should be higher, but some of the names I'm going to mention, I think we're all going to have maybe different slotted positions, but they're going to end up being there. For me, a couple honorable mentions would be Chris Sale in Atlanta and what he's doing still. Yamamoto is still really, really good. He had one bad outing, but has since locked it down once again. There's such good pitching
Yeah.
across the NL right now. It's interesting to watch, but those were the ones that kind of caught my eye as far as 4 honorable mentions.
Boys, I just realized this. I've been in May 2025 for my pitchers, so hang tight for a second and make sure I
Uh-oh.
didn't have everything right. No, okay.
You're good.
I just
You're good.
reloaded the page and I'm like, why is Dylan Cease on the Padres on my list? And I was like, wait
He's
a
like,
second.
when did he get traded back?
What?
Get him back. You didn't catch the news?
So I'm gonna put. So I'm glad you mentioned. Those guys because Chris Sale was an honorable mention. I'm gonna honorable mention Paul Skeens.
Yeah, it's been a good solid month.
It's weird that he's an honorable mention, but
Yeah.
I think he belongs there in that category right now.
100%.
Here's
It's
the
kinda
number
weird.
3.
So this is my one homer take. I did not throw Michael Bush in my top 3 last time, but I have to throw my boy Ben Brown into 4. I mean,
I'll let it slide.
I got to watch the man pitch in person against the Cardinals. He was absolutely outstanding. It's been special to watch him really find his form. It's been a tough 2 years for this kid. And I don't know, worked in the off season, has really paid off big time for him. And I want to say even for the year, he's carrying around a 2 ERA, so or less. So shout out to Ben Brown, my number 3.
Yeah, good pick. Except that he plays for the Cubs, but
Yeah.
no. My third pick is in Milwaukee. It's going to be Kyle Harrison. This is another kid I really, really liked back when he was with the Giants and was floundering kind of in their AAA system. I had thrown out some mock trades where we'd send some people over to San Francisco, and he was one of the key components we were trying to get back for St. Louis. I was bummed when he went to Boston, and then part of me was kind of excited because I was thinking all these offseason moves, maybe he gets thrown in one of those. Unfortunately, not to us, but to Milwaukee of all teams.
Yeah.
Does he land? And they have unlocked whatever it is within him. I thought he was good.
Yep.
Now he looks elite. And it's scary because I'm sure there's another name on our lists a little bit later on that is in Milwaukee as well. And so right now, that 1-2 punch is absolutely absurd.
I'm so mad at Boston.
Mm-hmm. And just to think, Caleb Durbin
Right.
is who they got for him. Caleb Durbin,
Just
the
a
guy that
little
was a
PSA.
Yankee.
Just a PSA to the league. If Milwaukee comes to you with an offer that sounds good, do not take it.
Yeah,
they are
right.
totally
Exactly.
going to take you.
Yes. So
Especially pitching.
he was an honorable mention for me, but since we went with him, I'm gonna go with Chris Sale in my number 3 because the dude's like 54 and still striking out the world. Somehow decides to, I mean, he didn't decide, but gets traded to Atlanta, and he unlocks the fountain of youth and doesn't get hurt anymore. I mean, he had the stint, but he won the Cy Young the year that he got hurt, so it's like he's gonna be fine. 11.8 K per 9, 1.69 ERA, 1.8 FIP, so it's pretty identical. Man, just a great month, and it's just the fact that he's just like. And to top it off, the Braves are just
good.
They're good and they're
Yep.
back, and then they have this like 38-year-old at the top of the list. What a great month for him though. He's
Absolutely.
really funky too, which is really fun.
Stopped fighting TVs and started getting good at baseball again. It's crazy.
Boston's over there just punching air like what?
Right.
100%. This is where I had a struggle. I hate
Are they
this
gonna-
so much.
They're probably gonna be the same two guys, just like maybe in
Yes,
different
they
order.
are.
It
Yeah.
has to be the same
Has to
two
be.
guys. And so one had an absolutely historic month, just to set the stage. The other is this young gun that everybody thought had no
Had
shot
an absolutely
of
historic month.
being, this special, and he is doing unreal things from every category. I ultimately where I made the deciding factor for what separated the two was based on who they faced in order to accumulate all the statistics that they had.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
And so that's why Christopher Sanchez landed at my 2 spot. As much as I hated making that decision, because once again, when you start getting mentioned with some of these elite Hall of Famers, going on streaks, that get you anywhere in those categories, it means you had a really special stretch. And Sanchez went on a really special stretch. Had a 0 ERA for the month, and the fact that I have a starter that had a 0 ERA and he did not get my top spot is still crazy to me. But I stand on that. But .72 WHIP, ridiculous, and 45 strikeouts, and that's my number 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to echo it all to what you said. I mean, 3rd in innings pitched. I mean, as a starting pitcher, for me, it was hard to put him at number 2. I think what really did it for me was not just quality of opponents, but it was the expected ERA. There was a bit of luck that came into play with that 0 ERA. And that's always the case for starting pitchers. Like, I'm not trying to paint it out like, he was horrible. Obviously, the scoreless inning streak that he put up is just unreal. Unfortunately for him, it's kind of like when we talked about Witt and Judge chasing down the MVP, and even Cal Raleigh last year with Judge. It's just like when you run into a player who's doing what number 1 for all of us is doing at this point. It's like, I'm sorry, man, but you're just going to be number 2, and you're just going to have to accept it. Silver is just fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It sucks for him too, because there's nothing that he can do. There's nothing that he can do any better. It's just there's some guys with like better stuff that are more, I mean, I guess more electric, I guess you could say. But it's just like, because I talked about him last year. Oh, he's in the Cy Young talks before the season even started,
and he is. There's no doubt about it. It's just somebody else is doing it a little bit better.
Yeah, and if you're the Rays right now, you got to be punching air.
Yeah.
Trading this guy away for nothing. And I mean, it's also crazy. Shout out to him too, because in this league, like the age that everybody breaks out or figures it out is just so vast and across the board. And as a young kid, he just couldn't figure it out. It was a late bloomer. And he's turned into a Cy Young candidate, perennial Cy Young candidate thus far. Earned himself a good payday too for it. You know, so like shout out to him. Christopher Sanchez is my number 2 pick as well. What was the final innings total? I know it surpassed the month and it bled into from 30, April, but
I don't know what the scoreless innings ended up being.
Something.
Yeah.
It was north of 51 innings.
Let's find this out.
I can't remember if it's 51 or maybe 55, but it was historic. I mean,
50.2 innings.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bled from it ended in June. Ended June 3rd. Of all people, the Padres, who still lost the game. The streak began. It says started on April 30th. A total of 5 starts for it. So obviously it bled. It surpassed a little more than the month of May, but the bulk of all of that happened in May.
May. Yep.
Shout out to that dude, man.
Yep.
Is he going to be able to ever do that again? No. He's not going to be able to repeat that at all. So, Michael, set us up for the Miz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you said, I hate to say it because he's a Brewer. We hate it. But absolutely electric month. His velocity's off the charts. His ERA is unbelievable. And he's also throwing a ton of strikes. So he's not just all over the place anymore. This kid has dialed in. I will stand on the fact he should not have been in the All-Star game last year, but currently he should be the All-Star game starter for the NL for this year. The kid has been that good. But I'll just throw out one because I absolutely love WHIP. A .52 WHIP with 6 games started and 5 wins is just unbelievable. I'll let
good?
the rest of you guys just tear into this, but this kid was very special. And go talk to the Yankees, ask him how good he is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. How can it not be Mizorowski? I mean, we had talked not too long ago about the idea of 5 and dive, and that's what we assumed he was going to be. And apparently he is a friend of the podcast and he listens, because as soon as we talk about that, he says, you know what, guys, I'm going to show you I can throw 7 innings every time I go out there. And in the 7th inning, I'm going to go ahead and still gas it up to 103, 104 for you if you need me to. And so it has just been impressive. I mean, K per 9, Tim, you love it. It's up there with reliever numbers as a starter, which is insane. I mean, we keep talking about when our hitter's going to figure him out, and the extension he has, the way he can tunnel the ball, the way he seemingly hides it from the hitters, it gets on them too fast, whatever it is a major problem for any other MLB team. And like I said, with the 1-2 punch seemingly of the Miz and now K Harrison, it is getting ridiculous. And then I'm sure we're going to mention some of the relievers in the mix for Milwaukee. Like,
Yeah, we are.
It is insane of the pitching that they are producing.
Yeah, man, he's a freak. And like the best way, and the nicest dude of all time too, who's like the most obsessed with Pokemon that a human being can ever be.
You're right.
I mean, yeah, you can't say enough. Yeah, I was looking at the game logs. Fun fact: the Cardinals are the only one that gave him an earned run in the entire month of May. Shout out those. He also punched us out 12 times. So
right.
Didn't shut us out, though.
That's
yeah,
right.
So in the month of May, he has. So I'm gonna go. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 games is what I've got here. 5.1 innings pitched, 6 innings, 7 innings, 6, 7, 7. I mean, the only thing I'm going to say, like long term, I'm curious what innings are going to look like before the end of the year. But if he can do that, man, no one's touching him.
Give him a bat. He might be able to rival Shohei.
Oh, dude, that'd be phenomenal.
I swear.
Yeah. Well, yeah, watch it. Watch Milwaukee be like, okay, I think we figured the two-way thing out, guys.
Right.
We've got it on. And they've got like all their starters are going two-way in 2028, and it's just like, what the heck? Anyway, 100 percentile extension, 100 percentile fastball run value. Man, that pitch, I mean, he's throwing 102, 103 at the end of the game. That's got to look like 105, 110 being that close to you like that. The interesting thing about him is his chase is pretty low, so you can tell the angle that it's going, so nobody's swinging at it very much outside of the zone, but they can't hit it in the zone, so it just doesn't matter.
Right.
That's why it's like with these guys, like with the Reds today, with the Cardinals game on Sunday night, it's just like, guys, just throw it in the zone. They're not going to be able to hit it.
Right.
Just throw it in the zone. No, they're going to walk them all. Just throw it in the zone, guys. So, yeah, I mean, you keep throwing that 100, 103 in the zone, nobody's going to touch it still. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah. I mean, absolute electric.
Absolutely. All right, let's jump in. We got relievers. Let's do it.
Any honorable mentions, Michael? Hit us.
Yeah, I got to give an honorable mention to a Milwaukee guy, Abner Uribe, for his stunt during the Cardinals series. It was probably worth the game to him. That was unbelievable. I still, to this day, laugh when I look at William Contreras' face more than anything. The action of itself was just crazy, but Contreras' face, like, what are we doing, was absolutely hysterical. So I just had to give him a shout out there. But yeah, I
Fair.
mean, Iglesias was good again this month. Tanner Scott's good still. Like,
Not anymore.
yeah, well, fair enough. Devin Williams wasn't terrible. this month, and that's a win for the Mets, I guess. But yeah,
a little better.
That's kind of my. And then there was one guy from the Cubs, Jacob Webb, had a really nice month. We can't say much about most of our relievers, but he had a nice month.
There you go. Get him in there. Because I'm going to do the same thing with St. Louis. I'm going to throw out my honorable mention. JoJo had a great month, so it was worth putting him out there. I think it's funny to say it, but on honorable mention, Mason Miller's still doing his thing. Not a big surprise there. But I'm going to give the Mets a little bit of love and throw David Peterson out there.
Yeah.
Because he deserves it. That team, as we've said multiple times, is a dumpster fire, and I'm not sure what's happening. They are winning some games.
We're about to find out.
Right. So a lot of credit to Peterson there. At least they've got something shining in the bullpen for him.
Yeah.
David Peterson was going to be my honorable mention. 17 innings too. One of the, I guess he started some games beginning of the year maybe. I know he's been a starter before and kind of bouncing back and forth, but had a good month. What's the number 3?
I ended up rolling with Gregory Soto here. Had a pretty nice month for Pittsburgh. It's really, that's one of those pieces that they really need to have kind of firing on all cylinders is the backside of that pin, because we know that they've got some dudes up front, obviously Skeens, but they got some other good pitchers up there in the front side. They got to have some back end help, and Soto, kind of did his thing this month at 2 ERA, not too bad. Once again, the part that really stuck out to me was a .69 WHIP for the month, just outstanding. And guys were not hitting him, so shout out to Gregory Soto for a really nice month.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm going to end up hitting another Met here, and I'm going to give Luke Weaver his due for the month of May.
Sure.
Right there, just over 11K per 9. Didn't give up a run in his 11 games that he showed up in, only 12 innings. But as a reliever and for New York, that's big that you can take that. And so for me, I'm going to give it to Weaver there in that spot for me as my third reliever.
So I'm putting JoJo Romero on my number 3.
I like it.
For a guy, I'm kind of basing this a little on expectations versus outperformance. He's a guy that's not a strikeout artist by any means. Had a 10.8 K per 9, 0.7 ERA. We are Cardinals fans, so it kind of always happens. Like at the beginning of a season, they just overuse the snot out of him, and you can tell he wears out pretty quickly. So it's like, why are we doing this? And then as the season goes, it's like, oh, we need to slow down, put him out there. And then when you do, he starts to outperform everything. Cardinals got to go on the list, man. But I think he's well deserving. I think he had a really good month. That sinker sweeper plays like crazy, especially from that arm angle.
Can't wait to see where he's playing in August.
100%, man.
Absolutely.
Boston.
Right price, we'll move him.
I don't know about Boston. I don't think they're going to be making too many let's go win now moves.
That's weird front office, man. You never know.
Hey, we're looking for a right-handed bat third baseman. We might trade him to the Cubs for Matt Shaw or something like that,
Oh gosh, I hope not.
His body language, just like his soul, just like crushed.
You guys probably wouldn't hear from me for a few days if that ever in any world happened.
To be honest, though, I can't ever see St. Louis and the Cubs ever making trades with each other.
If they ever make a deal, it would be for like some random reliever that like doesn't matter really to either franchise. Just some,
or like Alex Bregman.
Yes. Well, hey, St. Louis wants to take on that contract. More power to you.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Johan Duran here. Pretty solid month for Philly. Would have liked to see him kind of lock down everything because he does have a loss on the month, but that's kind of why I slotted him there at my 2 versus 1. Strong overall, 18 strikeouts, good month. Only gave up 2 runs, which I imagine probably came from one outing since he does have a loss on the docket. But I have Johan Duran at 2.
No, good. I'm going to go with a pair of players from Milwaukee, and I'm going to throw them together.
Gosh, dude, that was man.
And Aaron Ashby and Miguel as my number 2 together. I mean, when you look at both of them, they're both nasty, and having them come out of the bullpen, Ashby, what he was able to do in the month, I think he kept Milwaukee afloat even in their what we would consider their rough week or so. He gave them some wins that I don't think if they didn't have him, they would have been able to sustain what they were able to do. And then again, when you got Miguel coming out of to close it up, he's been the last 2 years, he's actually been really, really solid for them. And so that's kind of my pairing of number 2 right there.
I was going to do the exact same thing, man. I thought I was going to be the only one. I even teased it. Did you switch it because I teased it during the hail time period?
No. I had him on my list.
I think that whole pitching plan that they have going on right now just like really works. At some point, and it could be in 10 years, it's not going to work, and I'm curious to see how Milwaukee, changes game plans. But having guys like Ashby, there's another long arm. I'm blanking on his name. It's also really late as we're recording this. But that pair, you're right, McGill and Ashby are just like are nails. Ashby with 17.2 innings, Trevor McGill with 10,
right,
4 saves. Both of them have great strikeout rates, super low ERAs. McGill with a FIP of 0.6. Those guys are rocking it, man. And I
100%.
hate it so much.
Me too. I'm with you.
We've got too many Brewers on this list, boys. I hate it. But they
just
had a
good.
special run they've been on, so it's no surprise.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing somebody since Brian had this dude in his honorable mentions, and till you dethrone this man for me, Mason Miller
Right?
is an absolute monster.
The wildest thing I've ever heard in my life when he said that.
Wait till you hear number 1.
I
Just
was
wait.
this
I'm
is
really going to
absurd.
throw you for a loop.
I was like, did I really miss somebody? Like, am I not like missing some statistics here? Mason Miller rolls out another 0 ERA month. It's nothing new, but it's one of those things I try not to get fatigue of guys being excellent. And Mason Miller is excellent. You never can throw him into the categories with the Mariano Rivera's of the world or the Hoffmans of the world. But if you could see him sustain like this for another 6 to 8 years, maybe we can start having that conversation a little bit. But he has been truly outstanding, really since he walked into San Diego. But he was outstanding in Oakland as well. Mason Miller's my guy.
I didn't go with him because for me, you got to at least get 10 innings pitched if you want to be recorded as a player of the month. And he didn't do it. He's electric. I'm not trying to rob him. Dude's great. I'm actually going to go with his teammate. And my number 1 is going to be Adrian Morejon for San Diego.
Okay.
Morejon, isn't it?
I don't. However you want to say it, but I'll say Morejon. You can say however you want to say it. But dude, 14 innings pitched. Again, he's up there. One of the top WARs in relievers, which is insane to me. He's a lefty that throws the ball extremely hard. You don't see too many of them, especially coming out of the bullpen in that regard. That can be as accurate. And it's not a straight fastball. It's the sinker, which I think gives a lot more problems to the hitters. It just been really, really solid. Again, just under 2 for an ERA. Expected ERA is even lower, so that tells me that he is something special. And I think had he not been on a team with Mason Miller, he would probably be the closer for a lot of other teams.
True.
Shout out to him. It is Morahone, by the way. Homeboys from Cuba.
All right.
He looks
I'll say
like
it in my American accent.
he looks like he's from Iowa, though. It's kind of funny. I'm gonna say Mason Miller is my pick because that strikeout rate's just obnoxiously high.
Yeah.
I do agree with you. Like if he wasn't on that team, Morahone would be the highlight reliever.
Yeah.
I can't blame Mason Miller for the innings pitched because San Diego is just starting to fall apart, and you can't throw your closer in as many games if they can't save a game.
Well, you can't be player of the month if you don't get any opportunities.
How's that his fault though?
I'm just saying. I'm not blaming the man. I think he's great, but you got to at least throw the ball if you want to be considered.
I will say that we're splitting hairs. He's at 9 2/3 innings for the folks listening versus 10. So
We're talking about 1 out. He's missing 1 out to qualify for Brian.
I love it.
But I mean,
love
rocking
it.
an 18.6 strikeout rate, man, that's ridiculous.
I mean, he only faced maybe 27 batters. So, yeah, he's going to strike out 18 of them.
I think he faced 9.2 batters, right? Like, that's how that works?
No. Innings. Not his innings. He's going to face at least 3 batters an inning.
Yeah, so he's got 9.2
27.
innings.
So it's 27 batters, maybe a couple more, 28, 29 batters.
Yeah. I'm looking at the math wrong. He's still really good, so.
No, there's no doubt. I am so being petty, and I will be honest in saying that.
Michael's like, are we missing somebody that this
literally
guy
when
isn't on the list anymore?
when you dropped him in the honor roll mentions, because if you drop anyone else in there, it's like the number one, I go, okay. But when you had him in honor roll mentions, I'm literally sitting here like scanning through the statistics, like, who am I missing? Like,
Do I have 2025 put down instead of 26?
This is what you get when you ask me to do the late night podcast. Maybe we have to start recording like this more often.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I'm going to throw you guys for a loop.
That's good. Okay, yeah, we figured that one out. Let's do rookies of the month so that we can wrap this up before it gets weird.
I think we're past that point.
yeah, that's fair. Boys, it was a pretty good month for a few guys. Really, I know we're gonna just probably land on one, but
I'm mixing it up.
Oh,
I don't
really?
think we are.
I gotta say, Rumfield from Colorado was great. Owen Casey finally had a really good month for Miami, but I'm ultimately gonna give it to a guy that I think is still gonna find a way to potentially be knocking on the door with Mr. Weatherholt for Rookie of the Year, and Connor Griffin. Really special month. Obviously, he's hurt, so hopefully he heals up quick and gets rolling out there. But 306 on the month, 820 OPS, couple home runs, stole 7 bags. So Connor Griffin might be starting to kind of figure it out, fellas. So he's my player of the month for May for rookies.
Don't hate it. All right. For me, though, I think what it's going to be, I had a number of the guys you mentioned. I was thinking about a couple of guys I want to shout out real quick, though, that I think it's just neat. Arizona is Ryan Waldschmidt. Had a tremendous month as a rookie out there. Did great. Yep. Carson Benj for the Mets is really kind of started to come into his own, and I think solidified center field for them. It's fascinating because, they went out and got Lubob, and he has basically not gotten a spot on the Mets now. I mean,
I don't think he exists. I think
right. I don't. They may have just moved him somewhere, and we don't know. But he is gone. Want to shout out too. There's a young pitcher in Atlanta, Ditter Fuentes, I think is his name.
You said that one right, but then you say more, John.
You're right.
I didn't mention him because I wanted no part of trying to announce that name.
Right. Hey, look, I'm gonna take a shot at it. I ain't scared. If I mess it up, they can call us and we'll get them on the
amazing.
show and we can do it. And so he's good. But I landed on who you had mentioned earlier in TJ Rumfield for Colorado.
Sure.
I think what he did was just kind of really special for Colorado. When you start looking at some of the numbers that he put up, which I got to get there for him because I was still on the American League, so I got to find his numbers here. But I know he's well over 300. Not super power, but again, anytime you're standing out statistically when you're playing for Colorado, gets my attention. And I think was well deserving. And again, not to knock Connor Griffin, I think what he is special, and I think the talent's there and it's known. Just like you had mentioned with JJ Weatherholt. So I kind of maybe this month went with some of the surprises in the performance, and so that's why Rumfield ended up taking it for me, just because I didn't expect this kid to be anywhere near as talented as he is, and yet he's showing out here. And it may only be for this month and he disappears like a lot of other Colorado players, but at least he had his month.
Right. Does Justin Robleski count as a rookie this year? Do you guys know?
I believe whenever, for what it is, I looked on MLB.com and they pulled him up as a rookie a couple of weeks ago. So I
We're
think
just gonna-
so, but
We're gonna say that he categorized as a rookie, and I was just gonna give him a shout out. He's just an honorable mention for me because he's had a pretty good run. Kind of ended the month pretty poorly, but at the beginning of the month, towards it, he had a really, really good streak going of innings and no runs and everything. I think I'm landing on Connor Griffin. It hurts a little bit, but at the same time, as someone who just loves baseball, like, that kid's talent ceiling is pretty high, and it's really, really great to see, as long as it's not against the Cardinals. It's really, really great to see the performance come out of him, especially, you know, when he came up, the adjustment period that's going to happen every single time.
Yep.
Him figuring it out and kind of just stepping up. I agree, Michael. It's kind of tough to see him go in the IL, and you hope that's not like a recurring thing, like an.
Yeah.
You hope it's not like a new bar thing every year, but it's gonna be fun. I think as, like, if we take a step back as all NL Central fans, like, it's gonna be fun to see, you know, JJ Weatherholt, Jordan Walker, PCA, Connor Griffin, like, all of these kids that are, you know, they're close to the same age. They might be a couple of years apart, a little bit different. I mean, Connor Griffin, is he a teenager still? Maybe he just turned 20. So, I mean, he's quite a bit younger if you really think about it, which is crazy. But to see these kids, like, all come up at the same time and just competing against each other and seeing, if you were to ask me which one probably has the highest ceiling, I'm probably going to say Connor Griffin.
Yep.
But I think he probably also has the lowest floor because with those type of tools and those type of talents. But he had a great month, man. Right before the injury, the IL stint started, man, you could see him put it together. Strikeout rate's a little high, but I'm gonna forgive that, honestly, probably for the whole year because he's a rookie and he's got to figure it out. But honestly, had a great month, 129 WRC plus, and I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Weatherholt's rocking a 93 for the month, and I would say the month of May was a pretty slumpy month for him. Defense is out of this world, though. Like, freaking out of this world. I guess that's it. Do we wrap it up? Are we finished? I don't have any more categories.
I mean, I don't think we missed anything. Hey,
Let
shout out to Ollie, though. We just found out he's going to be on the coaching staff for the All-Star game. Dave Roberts invited him in, so shout out to Ollie. Good on him.
If he doesn't get kicked out, I'm going to be so mad.
In the All-Star game, that'd be... You know it's going to be Aaron Boone again, so it's just like, boys, let's get some other ideas going on in here. But I did see something that so Ollie and Doc are the two longest tenured managers in their orgs in the league right now.
Really?
They surpass Aaron Boone by a year.
That's absurd.
Mm-hmm. Especially Doc. I mean, how long has he been the manager of the Dodgers? For like a bajillion years.
At least
it feels
10
like.
years.
Yeah. I guess that's probably counting Ollie as a bench coach as well.
Yeah,
Probably.
it
Yeah,
has,
it has to be. So yeah, shout out to him. That's super cool. Before we wrap it up, is there anything you guys want to cover from any of the Cubs and Cardinals real quick? Any big hitters? Past series over the weekend?
I wouldn't say the Cubs have many big hitters at all recently, but PCA's been going off and nobody else has been doing anything.
The
But
Giants
PCA,
had a big hitter, that's for sure.
Woof. That's an understatement. But yeah, PCA's been going off. I got a little mad at Craig Counsell once again. Dude was batting over 500 in the leadoff spot, so Craig Counsell, being Craig Counsell, goes, "Hey, we should move him to the 2-hole." And then he has a hitless game. So it's like, Craig, stop overthinking it. But yeah, the Cubs don't have a whole lot of joy happening right now, unfortunately. But you know, our rose between the thorns has been PCA. He's been hitting lights out recently.
Which honestly, I'm really happy for him. I hate that dude so much, but at the same time, like, it's got a lot of talent inside of him. So it's cool to see the slump that started like June last year or something to finally turn around. Which, hey, I mean, he's a kid figuring the league out. So, but good at the same time, good for him. You're never gonna hear me say that again, though.
Yeah, right. Write it down, record it, whatever you got to do.
I think we got it.
I'll be good to say, good for him. I'm not necessarily wishing for a lot of success just as a Cardinals fan for him, but it's been good. Yeah, they're locked up. They're down 2-1 in the bottom of the 10th. See if they can figure it out here for you as we speak. But for me, the Cardinals side, I think, some of the positives for me, obviously you mentioned it earlier, Jordan Walker being able to go through a rough stretch, but it didn't really completely slow him down. We've seen over the course of the season so far, he's hit kind of 2 little lulls, which is to be expected as a hitter. You can't be on the entire season. You're going to go through some strides of down times, but he's been able to rebound and seemingly have some big games even after those, which gives me a lot of hope. I think the surprise for me has really been kind of, Michael McGreevy being the stable force for our pitching staff. Dude's going out there and he's getting it done. Recent success, it's only been 2 games, but I'm very pleased with what I see out of Dobbins, even in that piggyback role, as you had mentioned. Coming in has been exciting to see. Maybe they are starting to work some things out. The downtick for me is when are we going to decide that Libator is legitimately a 3-4, not an ace on any staff,
Right.
and just kind of start maybe. Not to say I want to rush our starting pitching from the minor leagues, because it is definitely not ready, but really start to think about what does it look like to acquire someone that can be a front-end rotation piece that can be with us for a long term, whether that's someone like Joe Ryan or something like that. We are going to have to give up something to get it, and I think we're starting to get to that point now that we're entering June. We need to really start talking about who's going to be that legitimate ace, day one starter or opening game starter in a playoff series.
It's quite a weird predicament and quite a weird world for fans to think that they can enjoy a Palante start more than
Right.
Matthew Liberatore start. In what world would we ever have thought that would be a reality? I have one question for both of you guys. Two different questions. So something to prime the pump, since we are starting June and July is going to be close. What would it take for the Cubs, Michael, to decide yes or no at the deadline on we need to add to this team so we can make a push, or we need to we've got to switch this all up. This is not going to work.
It's tough. So I would say this. I don't think that there's really any world that the Cubs go, we're selling a bunch, even if they do decide to sell at the deadline. What's been tough is, unfortunately for the Cubs, is the rest of the NL Central has played really well also to start the year. So when the Cubs went through this significant slump throughout the month of May, Milwaukee's been able to build up a pretty nice division lead here. So seems like we always keep chasing down that tail, but I would say for the Cubs, it's really going to be what do their starters look like, I think, over the next month and a half, because they have so many that are hurt, pitchers in general, but their starting pitching has just been absolutely decimated throughout
Right.
most of this year. And unfortunately for the Cubs, kind of piggybacking with that is Imanaga is starting to get hit hard again. So, and it's the unfortunate piece is like it's happening later in games or the first inning. It's the third, fourth inning is usually all right, but like it's happening in the sixth inning when he lets a guy on, lets another guy, and all of a sudden bomb, and all of a sudden you just gave up 3 runs. So, yeah, I would say for the Cubs to get to a point where they're selling, I would say it's gonna keep playing like they're playing right now. They just lost another one to the to the Giants, so they just dropped 2 of 3 to the lowly Giants. The
Holy
big
cow.
piece, the big piece is just going to be what the starting pitching look like over the next month and a half. And like I said, that may look like them going, okay, maybe we've got 3 legitimate guys. We're back in second place in the division at the end of June or something, and we're going to have to go make a a move that's going to hurt. Moving a Ballesteros, a Shaw, somebody of that nature, but we're going to get a Joe Ryan or somebody along those lines back, whoever that may look like, someone, a high-end starter, because you don't want to go full sell mode. Obviously, Cade Horton was doing special stuff at the beginning of the year, even to start, and so like he looks like a legitimate 1-2, but there's health concerns obviously. And then Ben Brown, you don't know if you can fully put everything into that kid's camp right now, but what he's shown you so far this year is like that's a guy that can be a top 3 pitcher in your staff for sure. But I don't know that we have the true quote ace. So I would say that would be the big buy would be starting pitching, because their offense is good for the most part. Obviously, they're going to have slumps. You're going to have that come up. But like I said, when Michael Busch is hitting, a lot of other stuff starts clicking. The fact that PCA has been rolling while everyone else has been struggling, hopefully means some other bats are going to start doing their thing here again soon. But I would say the pitching is going to be where you're going to see the Cubs have to make some moves. And maybe it looks like Aroldis Chapman, coming in as a back end piece. Who knows what Boston wants for him? God, Lord only knows
right-handed
what
third
Boston.
baseman.
Alex Bregman, you're going back, buddy.
Be the most wild thing.
But yeah, it's going to be starting pitching. I would say would be the piece that the Cubs would be buying if I had to guess right now.
So Brian's kind of a similar question, but kind of different and related. In your opinion, it's June 7th we're recording, it'll come out June 8th. For the Cardinals, would it be worth it in your eyes for them to add to this team, given the state that they're in? If they continue to play at the pace they are, or in your mind, is it still worth it to continue on the trajectory, sell the pieces that sell the pieces we thought they were going to sell no matter what? Dustin May, Ryan Stanek, JoJo, those type of guys that are, year deals, get some pieces that could be tickets. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, okay, it's twofold, right? As a fan, I always want to say, hey, let's go for it, because you never know when you're going to be in this kind of position again. But at the same time, for the future, I think Bloom's been absolutely right, and he said it from day one. I don't think we're going to see a big change in that, in the fact that they're going to continue on the path that they had talked about being on. Now, could I see a slight difference? Like, does that necessarily mean that they don't get a piece that can't help them continue to push forward this year, but also accomplish longevity? by moving like a Dustin May. Again, maybe you find a way to package Dustin May with some other pieces to a team that you can get a controllable starter that's a legitimate starter that slots in. You know, there are options out there. I'm not saying it's highly probable, but you're going to see some moves. I think, you know, for me, as much as I love seeing Newbart in the lineup with J.J. Weatherholt, I think he's one of your hottest commodities, especially when he's hitting the ball. I mean, he's only been back for a couple games, you know, a few games now, and we've seen what he's been able to do. If he can stay kind of heated up on that, he's going to drive a high price, and I think we have some other talent in AAA that at least can fill that role for the end of the season and provide maybe not the same offensive profile, because it's going to be hard to replace someone who can watch as many pitches as Nootbaar does and also still get on base in the manner in which he does. But the power potential that he provides, and in the 5-hole, which is ultimately where he's going to slot in at most of the time. I mean, it's great protection for someone like Walker this year, but we've got some other pieces that I think we can move. In a perfect world, I'd love to hang on to him, but if you hang on to Lars Nootbaar, to me, you've got to do something in center field. You've got to move some pieces in center field, whether that's not necessarily trading away someone like VS2, but you're going to have to slot him down because somebody else is going to have to play there. Nootbaar cannot play center field for you, so you're going to have to start thinking about what it looks like. You know, does VS2 become that fourth outfielder that can play everywhere, or is his value in center? And if his value's in center, then it doesn't make a lot of sense to keep someone like Nootbaar as well, unless that's your outfield moving forward, and you're going to have to pony up some cash for Newt, which I don't know that they're in a position to want to do that quite yet. So there's a lot of ways. I like the way that Bloom thinks. And it wouldn't surprise me if some of those high-marking AAA guys also get sent out to bring in some starting pitching depth as well. You know, I know they're high on Baez, and they've already said he's not coming up to the majors this year. But if he keeps hitting down there, some teams are going to call about him. And if the right team calls with the right pitcher, I think you can let him go. I'm not saying it would be ideal, but I think you can move on. In that regard. And so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, obviously, teams are doing these fascinating long contracts with the new CBA negotiations that are coming up. So it'll be interesting to see if some of the young guys from St. Louis get to kind of fall in line with that, and maybe right around when they start making some moves, they sign some of these guys to some longer contracts just to get them locked up and avoid some of this arbitration, or at least buy out some of those years so that they don't have to worry about that moving forward, and see where we end up. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there'll be much of a change. To your point, Michael, I think the commodity may not be like major league ready starting pitching, but they're going to move a lot of these players to acquire some higher end talent on the pitching side.
There you have it. Good thoughts. So let's wrap it up because I'm getting tired and it's getting late.
I can see it in your eyes, brother.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. We really appreciate it. Drop some of your players of the month if you have any thoughts to what we said, and then we'll see you guys in the next episode. Appreciate it.